River Nile is the longest river in Africa and is historically considered the longest river in the world. It flows from Lake Victoria in Uganda through southern Sudan, Egypt, and finally into the Mediterranean Sea. Communities living around the river depend on it for their livelihood. Its water is blue. Blue Nile Analytica, under the leadership of Pius Odhiambo, has been established to empower institutions in Africa meet the demand for data science professionals in the job market. This will make Africa remain competitive as it joins the rest of the world in data revolution era. Pius Odhiambo is a senior data science consultant based in Washington, D.C. in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to introduce to you applied research methods in data science. Starting May 6 to August 2023, Blue Nile Analytica will be offering classes in data science at a subsidized fee. Classes happen every Saturday and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. On weekdays, Monday to Friday, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The classes offered are Python programming, Python for data science, business statistics with NumPy 1, and advanced Excel functions. To register, go to www.bnanalytica.org or email info@bnanalytica.org.
Yes, Professor. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Mr. Pius making his presentation for Computer Science 698. I missed one presentation when I had excused absence, so I would like to make up. Thank you. So, Computer Science 698, Applied Research Methods in Computer Science. So I'm doing research on deep neural network, DNN, and my research topic is comparative study of deep neural network based text prediction techniques. My name is Pius Odhiambo. I'm a senior data scientist at Blue Nile Analytica, and welcome to my presentation. So introduction, deep neural network is a group of machine learning algorithms that resembles artificial neural network, ANN, that mimics the information processing of the brain. So this kind of neural networks, it mimics how the brain works. There are several DNN algorithms in use today, and this research paper will carry out a comparative study of the DNN-based text prediction analytics using Twitter USA airline dataset based on LSTM and RNN algorithms. So I said earlier, there are so many algorithms for DNN framework. So according to my research, I've already found out there are 8 of them, but I've picked on the most popular algorithms. And the most popular algorithms, according to my research, is LSTM algorithm and RNN algorithm. So this is what I want to focus on. So I'm going to use a type of vectorization technique called word-to-vec, and I'll use this to extract features from the data set from the data set that I did obtain from kaggle.com. And once again, my data set is Twitter USA airline data set. And in this data set, we are just customers. The airline customers are giving reviews on the services of the airline, and the tool they are using to give their reviews is Twitter, a social media platform called Twitter. So that's the background information. So we intend to compare performance evaluation and results of the text analytics and find out which algorithm is better than the other and why is it better. Between LSTM algorithm and RNN algorithm, which one is better and why is it better? The research question: is LSTM algorithm better than RNN algorithm? That is the question that I need to answer at the end of the research, which will, at the end of the research, which is estimated to be 19th of May, when the current semester ends. I talked about deep neural network being a framework with several algorithms, and according to my research, I've found 8 algorithms under deep neural network. And these algorithms are: number one is convolutional neural networks, otherwise known as CNN, long short-term memory network, LSTM, recurrent neural network, RNN, generative adversarial network, DNN, radial basis function network, RBFN, multi-layer perception, MLP, self-organizing maps, SOM, deep belief network, DBN, among others. So out of these 8, I'd said earlier that I've only picked on 2 based on the advice from my professor, and these are LSTM and RNN. So for my features extraction, I'm going to use, there are a number of vectorization methods. So as you can see on the screen, I've listed around 7 of them. I've listed 7 of them. The first 2 have been used for a very long time. They have been in existence for a very long time. And the next 4, the last 4, are somehow new. So I've picked, based on the advice from my professor, I've picked on word2vec as the vectorization technique that I'm going to use to extract features from the Twitter USA dataset. So user cases, where do we apply DNN algorithms? So I've organized them into 2, applications of RNN algorithm and application of LSTM algorithm. I'll start with application of RNN. Number 1, prediction problems. Number 2, machine translation. Number 3, speech recognition. Number 4, language modeling and generating text. Next one is video tagging. The next one is generating image descriptions. The next one is text summarization. And finally, the last one, we use them in the call center analysis. That is for RNN. Now for LSTM, we use them in robot control. We use them in time series prediction. We use them in speech recognition. We use them in rhythm learning. We use them in music composition. We use them in grammar learning, sentiment analysis, handwriting recognition, language modeling, human action recognition, and video analysis. So for this research, we are going to focus on sentiment analysis, and I have data from Twitter, the airline reviews from Twitter. So my professor call it text predictions, text prediction. I'm going to call them from now henceforth, I'm going to call it natural language processing. References. According to my professor, I am required to have at least 10 references for my final presentation. As you are aware, getting quality references in a field like this one is a challenge. However, I've been able to get 5 quality references. So number 1 reference is a handbook of neural computation. This was published in 2017. It's quite new, around 6 years old. And this is by Amar Muhammad and Robert B. Fisher. So the second one is by Duan Zheng and Yun Yu. And this is Microgrid Protection and Control. This was published for the first time in 2021. It's relatively quite new, just 2 years old, around 2 years old. The next one is Jen Zoom Chi, and this is Source Separation and Machine Learning by Jin Zoom Chi, and this was published for the first time in 2019. It is 4 years old, and that's, according to me, is quite relatively new. The next one is brain tumor MRI image segmentation using deep learning techniques. And this was published in the year 2022. It is almost 1 year old. And this was published by Rajiv Kaur and Amit Dogar. Please forgive me for my poor pronunciation. And then the last one is machine learning for future fiber optics communication system. This was published in 2022. And this is by Takito Tanamura and Takeshi Hoshida. So I only have 5, but my professor requires 10. So I will request my professor to give me more time to get more references. Getting references in this field is a big challenge, and one needs to be very careful when selecting the authentic, legitimate references. So again, I want to reiterate that I'm not able to do the literature review because I've not got all the references ready. And therefore, my draft project proposal is not going to have a literature review. Once I'll need like 1 more day to get quality references, and then I'll need like 1 week to write my literature review. And therefore, in the next 1 to 2 weeks, my literature review will be ready in my draft research proposal version 2. This is version 1. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.